Hey everyone, so I know it's been a minute since I have uploaded a video. I'm got a little sidetracked. It's easy to do when you're attached to land. Um, but I have still been working on projects. They've been slow. Like I haven't been working as much as I normally, like I used to. But I've been doing a little bit here and there. But about to start hitting it hard again, and hopefully get this done. Hopefully get everything done by this fall. I'd really like to leave. I know I've said that last fall. I said that. Hopefully this fall it happens. I don't know. Probably would be going alone, which is kind of a scary thought because I have never been in the ocean alone before. So I don't know about that. I have a girlfriend that might go with me. If not, I'll try to find someone, preferably a female. But it just depends on the person, you know. If I know them for a long time, it's not going to be weird. Otherwise, a buddy boat would be cool. So if anybody is going to leave from the Galveston area and head towards the Keys in the fall, like early winter actually, then you know that's an option to do buddy boat. That'd be cool. So anyways, yeah, I've got this huge list of projects that I'm still working on. That's not the only page. I've got the back side too. So it's just sometimes it's like there's a lack of motivation because you just can't see the end of it. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna give you the tour. I'm gonna walk through and so you can see the boat, and then I'll go over some of the projects that have to be done. Okay, so I'm going to start in the V-berth. It's a little bit dark in here. I did install these lights. The other light on this side, there's just some bedding over here, so I can't really get to it. But there is this light here that I installed. I took out those horrible RV plastic lights that were in here when I bought the boat. I got to fill those holes. I put these in. They're great. I like them. They switch from white or blue. I tried to find some that had the red light, but I could not find any. So it is what it is. For the hatch, this is like a complete fail for Catalina. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. I put these little rubber, I guess these are called grommets or something. I think they're like to feed wiring through. I put these on here because these bolts, if you climb up in here and hit your head on that, it does not feel good. So I put these on those bolts to help prevent that. So the V-berth, that shelf used to be like twice as big as it is now, but I used to sleep in here and my head would be up here and my feet would be back there. But I would always hit that shelf with my knees whenever I toss and turn. So I ended up cutting it down. Works out much better now. Behind all those pillows, there's an AC vent and there's a little cuddy, little cabinet underneath the bed, which underneath all these cushions, I'm not going to take it all apart, but underneath these cushions there is a water tank that has been reduced in size, and now it's like a 20-gallon water tank to make room for the AC system that's in here now, which doesn't work at the moment. It stopped cooling, and I don't know, I got to get the gauges over here and try to find that leak. And yeah, so that's a project that's on my list. Anyway, moving into the head area, behind the mirrors, there's like a lot of space in there, which is good. I don't really want to Don't know how messy it is, but it's pretty big. And especially after you learn how to not need so much stuff. Okay, so the only thing I've done in here is upgraded these lights, LED lights. You can have one side or both sides or whatever. The bathroom is small, yes, but there is, like I said, behind the medicine cabinet, there's quite a bit of space, and then there's some space back here. Why is it not closing? There's some space under there, and there's a little cabinet down under there that has some room. Back to the right is where the AC unit is, but there is room in there where I keep a trash can and some cleaning supplies. I do want to replace the toilet. I did replace this. It did have that RV faucet with the hose running from it to this wall, and it was mounted on this wall, and I hate those things. So I found this. I think I bought it off Amazon. It is it's a smaller pull-out faucet. It's made for like a wet bar, and it is plenty long enough to shower in here. So I don't have the weighted ball on here, just because the way the cabinet is set up in there, I didn't want it to be getting caught on stuff. So I just kind of like manually like feed it back through. Anyways, moving on. So across from the head, you have the dresser. There's a little step up to get into the bed, the V-berth. Yes, there's laundry falling out here because of that guy. Hey, Loki. This guy, he was really tiny, so I took him back to the boat because somebody dropped him off at the front. I swear I'm not keeping him. I already have a cat. It's gonna be hard to take him up front though. He is like a really loving cat. Like Deke, my black cat, not so much. He is not loving at all. He is actually a butthead. This guy is like really loving. Anyway, it's his nap time. He likes to play hard. So anyways, the dresser across from the head, it used to have just a hanging pole, and I did take that out, and I used some glue. I ended up using some 5200 to glue these wood strips here, and then putting these like cup hooks, and so that all the way down, so I can like hang some cargo netting. Okay, so on the starboard side, underneath this settee cushion, there is a 20-gallon water tank, and on this side here. On the other side, it's a huge cuddy hole where I keep dishes and food. So it's just, there's a same concept for the rest of them. There's an opening, and the water tank is up underneath there. Total on the boat, I have about 50 gallons worth of water in the water tank. So it's 20 up in the front V-berth, there's 20 here, and then I have a 10-gallon water tank in one of the cockpit lockers. And actually that one kind of is to be used for freshwater showers, and there's like a shower outlet and shower hose out there. And then I have 3 5-gallon jugs of water sitting up on deck. There I have a 5-gallon jug of water that I keep inside, and then I have a 3-gallon jug that I keep inside as well. So right now, total with the tanks, I have about 73 gallons of water on board. And I'm sure I'll add more to that before I leave. Okay, so this is where the dining room is. This is where the table is supposed to be. I've got the slats. Kitty. Oh no. Got a couple totes underneath there. One is full of shoes. One is full of extra clothes. Catalina. Yes, it's a 30-foot boat. It's great for one person, but if you got 2 people on board, you better damn well like them. You better get along with them pretty good, because it does get a little small at times. There are some cuddy holes back here behind the cushions. There is a tiny little cuddy hole back there, which really only has a couple, just has some hoses in it. I'm not really using it for anything. This is a little compartment, cuddy hole, and it's got food stuff in it. One day I'm going to organize all this food around here. Oh. All this food around here needs to be reorganized and repacked. I bought some Mylar bags, so I need to take all the pastas and stuff like that out, rice, and repack all those for long term. I do not keep it as a dining room table because I'm a lounger. I don't like sitting straight up. Catalina's, I don't know about any other boats, but this boat is horrible about the width of these cushions here. I'm small, and to me this is uncomfortable. I don't know how you sit here and be comfortable. This is probably like 14 inches, I think. So I prefer to always just have this down so I can lounge. I've got a million pillows that are always just all over this bed area, and I do sleep here because of the TV. So underneath here is where the motor is. Alright, well, these are my some weapons that I keep in the bed with me. Okay, so I have these here just because of condensation in the summers. In the warmer months it's not really a big deal, but in the winters it condensates really bad and the cushions get wet up underneath. That cuddy hole back there is where the water pump is, so you have pressurized water in your faucets, coming out of your faucets. Macerator pump is underneath there. And then I do have the board that goes there. It's just I'll put it back eventually, but it's so hard. It's stiff. It's really hard to get in and out of there. So I'm thinking I might shave this down a little bit so it'll slide up underneath there better. But anyways, this is where Catalina puts their motors, at least on the 1984s. I'm not really sure about the other years. This is a huge mess. This is my next project. Okay, so we've got rust going on. So I'm going to wire brush all this and clean it up. And that's leaking just because it's radiator fluid, but I opened that earlier. I am going to flush that and put new fluid in there. Yes, the wires look like a mess because there was work to be done, and so they're not wrapped up anymore. That is a new alternator. It's a 90 amp alternator because my other one got fried when I got hit by lightning. So anyways, back to the motor. I have got to wire brush it. Got to get all this loose paint off, got to get the rust off, degrease it, clean it. I am going to take the cap off the end of that. That is a heat exchanger. The water flows from the seacock. You open that seacock, which is this one here. I don't know what the water, you open the seacock, there's a lever, and mine are plastic, they're not bronze. I can't see in here and there's no flashlight on this camera. Okay, so anyways, the water comes through from the raw water, comes through, goes through the filter, and it comes through and it goes through the engine, pull the engine, it goes through the heat exchanger, and it goes out the exhaust. So that's the concept of that. I do need to clean the bilge. It's dirty, it's disgusting. Like I said, I'm going to take the cap off of this heat exchanger, see what it looks like on the inside, clean it out if it's bad. So I bought this stuff called Salt Away, I think it is. You hook it up to the motor, and instead of having the raw water come in, you have the it has an adapter, and so what you're going to do is use a water hose and the salt away, and it's going to flush the motor, and it's going to spit it out the exhaust, and it kind of flushes like the salts and stuff like that, and it kind of puts a protective coating on the motor as well. So yes, I got to do that project. I've just been putting it off because I just don't want to do it. But anyways, moving on along. So now we're at the kitchen. I finally got the countertops done. Once upon a time, I was trying to paint them white, and the polyurethane turned yellow, so I had to sand it off and repaint, and then I just went with blue. And so I've already got the polyurethane on here, and I like it just fine. I replaced that faucet, which I love, and it doesn't have a pull down sprayer, but it does swivel from sink to sink, so that's pretty cool. I do like that. I like the backsplash. My neighbor was working on a project and he had that left over, and it went perfectly right here. He cut it for me, and because before it was just like this piece of wood right there, and if you were sitting here on this side and somebody was doing dishes, you're gonna get splashed. So it's really cool. I like this backsplash, and it matches this spice cabinet here. So yeah, 2-burner gas stove, and then of course you got your oven, which I have used many times. It is of course on a gimbal, so when you're selling, you know, you can still cook. Pretty much the kitchen's done. I've got a little bit of everything going on around here. Got my little Japanese corner, my sake set, and my sake, and some hot teas, and then my Viking drinkware. I bought these. They were pretty cool. They're horned mugs and horned plates, and they came with these. These are also horned spoons. They were sold as a coffee set, but I just really use them for beer. And then I use this chalice for my wine, which I am in love with. And then I got my little coffee bar over here. So I did have to, you know, from the lighting on, my lighting got blown out, so I put the same light that I have in the bathroom in here. You can have just one side on, or both sides on. So I put that in, and then and I'm OCD, so I put if it's just the one light that's going to be on, I put that in the very back side. That way you're kind of like not blinded, you know, but because if you turn both of them on, then you can kind of see that kind of blind. So yeah, it's just my OCD kicking in, I think. So anyway, that light right there had gotten blown with the it was the brass lightings that I have around the boat. I will show you one. It was these here, and I am gonna change out. I really don't like these bulbs. They're really bright. They kind of mess with my eyes at nighttime, and they use a lot of power. So I am actually going to order. They have LED bulbs that fit in these. They're the 1157s, but LEDs. I'm going to replace all those. This light was the same brass old school light, and it did get totally fried from the lightning. So I just bought this little light. It has the red light and it has a white light. So I figured that'd be kind of cool to have for when you're offshore. My camera gear. The cat found it. It wasn't in an empty bag, but he found it. It was empty enough for him to sleep in. Deke, are you gonna sleep in my bag all day? Yeah. Nice clothes you got there, buddy. Remember what I was talking about earlier about the seating not being very comfortable? This one looks big because what I did is put this pool noodle, because it used to go like up underneath this the back cushion, and so it was pretty uncomfortable, the width of it. So I just bought this, and it's one of the jumbo pool noodles. So at the same time, it holds up the back cushion and it pushes this out further, so it's so much more comfortable. And if I ever want to float in the water with the pool noodle, I have that there that I can use. Okay, so I have a lot of projects to do still. And then I gotta call Catalina and ask them some questions about some things that I want to do to the boat. I want to replace the prop because right now I have a 2-blade prop, and when you're in the current, it seems like you're not going anywhere, because pretty much you're not going anywhere. So I want to replace the prop to a 3-blade prop. Some of my projects I still have to do. I've done a lot on the inside. The rewiring, the new LED lights, the new stereo system, the new VHF radio. It has AIS. It's not brand new. My neighbor gave it to me. Let's see, what else? The new alternator on the motor. I still have to run wiring so I can run the bilge pump to the Catalina boat, because right now it is hooked directly to the alternator. So yeah, I have it all written down. Okay, so I gotta install a battery monitor, because now I have 3 batteries instead of 2, and the battery monitor that came with the boat is for 2 batteries. So I gotta, that one's already disconnected, and it was pretty much worthless anyways. So I gotta install the new battery monitor, so it'll monitor the 2 house batteries and the starting battery. So the starting battery is on its own, and now I have 2 house. Before when I first got the boat, it only had 2 batteries. It was for the house and the starting. So now it's got its designated own starting battery. Good Lord, kitten. Hey. Oh my God. Dude. Alright. So anyways, I'm gonna open the flap. Okay, I had to air it out a little bit in here. Okay. Anyways, so the VHF radio has AIS, but I gotta run the cord, the cord from the back of the VHF, all the way down the aft cabin. I gotta take that off this panel that's in the very back, that's underneath the helm. So I gotta run it through there and up through the helm and out and mount the hardware for the handheld. Wait, there's 2 different things. I gotta take the helm apart, and one's going to the back of the garment for the AIS. The other one is going to be mounted, hardware mounted for the handheld VHF radio. So, and then there's got to be a leak for the top loading refrigerator, which I didn't show y'all, but y'all know what the top loading refrigerator is. It's sitting on the countertop, and it's got 2 different, okay. Tabbing. There's about 3 or 4 places, one being in that locker back there, which is actually that wall. So if the locker gets flooded with water, then it's going to be coming into the boat. So that is a huge area that's got to get fiberglass back in. I did get new lifeline netting. Come here. What are you doing? You want to be in the video? You want to be in the video? Alright. I did order new lifeline netting. The stuff I have on there now is it's from West Marine, and it's got holes all over it. It's been on there for about 4 years. It's not very good. It's just like kind of cheap. It wasn't priced cheap though. It's just kind of cheap material. Um, so I got some really good stuff from, I ordered it from eBay and it's really good. And I don't know if he's still on there. I'll put the link in the description. Um, so I got another water jug. No. I bought a new gas jug. And, well, I didn't have a big gas jug. I just had a small one. So I bought a big gas jug for the dinghy. I have a small one. And the big one, I will have to make a spot to go up front next to the diesel jugs. I'm at the point where I'm just tired of doing everything myself. So I'm gonna probably start paying my neighbor to help me. I already talked to him about it, but we'll see. I'll try to get what I can done, and then if I just feel like I don't like electric, I don't like messing with electric. So I may just pay him to do that stuff. He's the one that installed my solar panels and MPPT controller for me. That's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. But there's nothing to do but to just do it. You just gotta get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Get it. I am not keeping him. He's gonna get down on the floor and he's gonna like tear everything up and play with everything. And I'll probably start video editing. And actually, I'll do that later tonight when I start. And I'll just start working on stuff. Because, I got a million things to do. And no motivation to do them. No motivation to do them. No, I don't. Alright, so if you made it through the entire video of my huge to-do list, then that's cool. Don't put your dirty feet on my mouth.